It it sucks. It's frustrating. It's a bit frustrating and it sucks to be misunderstood, underestimated, but mostly misunderstood. When when you have a difference in opinion, or you are you are misunderstood basically by those that are around you, that supposedly are called by the spirit the same as you, uh, are called to get out of her, my people, just like you, that understand all the things that drove you to the point where you are at, away from said quote unquote Babylon, whichever Babylon may be your Babylon. And you were obedient to the spirit, and you recognized all the signs and you recognized all the wrongful doctrines of man, where you came from, in the Babylon that you came from, and you rejected, and you never fit in. You never fit in those big churches and those big religious man-made organizations, and it led you to that point, to the same point that it led everybody else that is in your immediate group, outside, far away from that environment, the environment that the Spirit of the Father showed you that was wrong. And you find yourself in a place with those that are supposed to be called by the Spirit of the Father, just like you, and then you find yourself misunderstood. You find yourself being misunderstood, but though by the same folks that claim to have been moved by the Spirit, just like you, because you're saying things that don't align with their personal agendas. Only two things are wrong there. There's only there's only one thing that is wrong there. Only one is wrong. And there's two things that could be happening. There's two options. Either you are wrong in your perception and in your understanding of the situation and in your judgment of fruits. You are either wrong, or they are wrong in thinking that it is your words that you're saying and not the Father's. When the group around you does not recognize Father's, the Father's Spirit in you, when it's saying things that don't go according to their personal agenda, when they don't recognize the Father's voice, hmm, you think you think that's me talking, homie? You think that's me saying these things? Like I said, I have no enemies. I have no enemies. I could care less. I don't even want to be here. But I'm obedient. I'm obedient to the voice of the Father. And this is not my first rodeo or my second rodeo or my third rodeo. I've been bumping heads with religion and religiosity and deacons and pastors and men that manipulate the word to get their way, to build kingdoms of men under the name of my Messiah. I've been bumping heads with those folks for a long time. I don't take lightly opening my mouth and saying anything. I'm very careful with that. It ain't nothing personal. None of this is personal. Yeah, it's embedded in my DNA. The Father shows me truth. He shows me what it is. And no matter what your perception may be of me, no matter what you think I may be doing or not doing in life, don't be too quick to be prideful hardy and get the cart ahead of the horse and analyze and ask the Father if those that you disagree with are wrong or they're actually trying to convey a message from the Spirit of the Father. I'm too old for games. I'm not, I don't watch soap operas or, I don't, I don't care for drama. I really don't. This is far from, like, I could give a shit. I could shut down this fucking channel, this YouTube thing tonight. Like, I don't care. But if we make assumptions, when you make assumptions, you make an ass of you and umption. When you make decisions, when you make, when you judge and analyze an individual because he's saying something that bothers you, that's going against your grain, without taking it to the Father first, especially if that individual is claiming to speak the Father's words, maybe you should analyze that. Maybe you should think about that. Maybe you should humble yourself and ask the Father for discernment on the situation. And stop looking for your logical understanding on the situation. Because maybe just fucking maybe the Father's trying to tell you something. And all of the yes men that you have around you will always agree with you. Because again, you are the leader. You are a leader, whether you like it or not. And if this is the only way we can communicate right now, then so be it. Since I've been told otherwise. Let's not be too quick to judge a book by its cover. Because there are folks that can recognize patterns. There's nothing new under the sun. And that's a lesson that the Father continues to show me, even at my age now. And as many years as I've spent studying religion, man-made dogmas, Because that's basically what I've been doing. I've been studying the men that manipulate the word, the men that are misled by the enemy to mislead the Father's people. The Father has been constantly teaching me. This is my ground of expertise, I guess you might say. I know this better than I know anything else. And I recognize the patterns. We should not be too quick to make our own assumption based on our own logic. And we should really humble ourselves, kneel down, and ask the Spirit of the Father, ask the Spirit of the living creator of all, ask Him if He's trying to tell you something. You know, funny thing is that you probably already know the answer to that, but you ignore it. You ignore it and you make your excuses. And then you voice your excuses to those that are immediately around in your inner circle. And they agree with you because that's what they're there to do. They're there to agree with you. And you can tell the lie so many times that you start to believe it. I got no skin in the game. Don't shoot the messenger. That's all. I relay a message. And I think that's probably the only thing I'm here to do. There's nothing new under the sun. If you have ears to hear, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay if I'm misunderstood. They crucified my Lord. It's okay. I'll be misunderstood. That's all right. I've been there, done that. I trust in the Father, and I know that the Father is the one that has put the words in my mouth because they weren't my own. And in time, it will come to pass. And the things that need to be understood will be understood for His glory, not for mine. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. For the sake of His glory. That's all. I truly don't care. I wouldn't say anything if it wasn't Him the one telling me to say it. So, don't shoot the messenger, homie. Think about that. Nobody's trying to be playing around. There ain't no drama queens here. You're looking at a man that's been through a lot of strife and struggles. You're looking at a man that knows pain. You're looking at a man that has surpassed anger and rage. I have paid in flesh to be where I am today. In flesh. Because I've said no to my flesh time and time again. And in the beginning, it wasn't easy. But the Father had me understand. I cannot gain more of Him if I don't put out less, if I don't put out more of me. I have to become less for Him to become more. That's the law. It's like gravity. That's just the fact of the matter. You cannot get more of Him if you are full of yourself. That's just the fact of the matter. And I have paid with my flesh to be where I am today, to see to be allowed to see the things that I see, to be allowed to stand where I stand. Not because I'm special. I have a million freaking deficiencies. I'm a walking mess. And yet it pleases the Father to use this walking mess to relay a message. And I really don't care if you want to sweep it under the rug, if you want to laugh about it, if you want to make jokes. I really don't care. It ain't up to me. It's between you and your creator. I really don't care. So don't shoot the messenger. Do yourself a favor and ask him before you misjudge.